Today is a very auspicious day, Ganga puja, appearance of Ganga, and also appearance of Ganga Mata Goswamini, and disappearance day of Srila Baladev Vidyabhusan. So you will find about the appearance of Ganga in Mahabharata and in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is almost the same. And you have appearance of Ganga in Ramayana by Valmiki. There's something different because Lila is unlimited, and in different kalpas, different days of Brahma can appear in different way like this. So we should not be confused. That is unlimited plane. So in short, there was in solar dynasty, there was from sun. There was one king, Sagar. He had 2 wives and he wanted to have a son, so he was performing austerities to please Lord Shiva. Then Shiva appeared and gave him blessing. Yes, you will have 60,000 sons from one wife, but they will all die at once. And from another wife, you will have one very competent son. He will remain. So he got, and this King Sagar, he wanted to ascend to Svargaloka, heavenly planets. For that, you have to do 100 Ashwamedha Yagya, means horse sacrifice. It is very difficult. You have to release one white horse, and wherever he will go, you have to conquer all that direction. All kings, everything you have to conquer, and then again you have to release like this. So you have to conquer. So he performed 99 horse sacrifices successfully. But then Indra, the king of heaven, he became worried for his post, that King Sagar will take his post. So Indra came and he stealthily, he kidnapped that horse of the final 100 horse sacrifice and he put him underground where the ashram of Kapila Muni was there, in front of his ashram. And Kapil Muni was always in meditation, in samadhi. He did not know what is going on. So when the horse did not come, they could not find him. Then Sagar, king, ordered the 60,000 sons to go and search for him. They searched everywhere, could not find him. Then they started to dig underground. Then they found him there at the Kapila Muni's ashram. So they thought he kidnapped or stole that horse, but that was their false assumption. So they started to criticize Kapil Muni, and because of that, their body got so much heated, they all died. Due to their own karma, they were destroyed. They made false accusations. They were angry. Then when they did not come back, they all died there. Then another, that son of Sagar Maharaj, his name was Asamanjas. He went searching. Asamanjas' son, Anshuman, he went searching and he found that in Kapila Muni's ashram that horse is there. So he was worshipping that Muni and was praying for that horse, and Kapila Muni gave. Then he was standing there indicating that he wants something more. Then Kapil Muni understood. He asked, what do you want? Then he said, how my these ancestors, they could be delivered from that sin they did to you. Then Kapil Muni said, if they will get touch of Ganga Devi, that will purify them, then they can be rescued. So Anshuman tried to do penance to please Ganga, but he was unsuccessful. Already first he brought that horse back to father. Father did that 100 yagya and went to heaven. Then, but he could not bring Ganga to this world. His son was Dilip. He also tried but could not. Then Dilip's son, Bhagirath, he did very much that penance, austerity, and was praying. Then Ganga Devi was pleased and she said, what you want? He said, you please deliver my ancestors, you come to this earth. Then Ganga Devi said, I don't want to come to this world. Then all people, they will take all their sins to my waters. I will be polluted, and how I will be rescued. Then Bhagirath said, you don't worry, those who are pure devotees, they will also take bath in your waters, and because they are carrying Supreme Lord in their heart, that will remove all those sins, you don't worry. Then Ganga said, okay, but who will, when I will descend to this world, that is a big fall, and there's a big stream of water, so who will catch that? If there is no one, then I will pierce this earth and I will have to enter into lower planetary systems, hellish those. Who can catch me? Then Bhagirath said, I will pray to Lord Shiva, I will worship him, he is capable of catching you. So Bhagirath was doing great austerity to please Shiva. Then Shiva came and said, yes, I will carry her, I will catch her in my hair. And so it happened. Then when Ganga descended to this world, Bol Shri Ganga Ji ki Jai, Ganga Maya ki Jai. Then Bhagirath was leading her by blowing conch from Gangotri in Himalaya, then Haridwar, and then down through Varanasi and all those places. Then in Navadip we heard there Jannu Muni was doing bhajan with Panchapatra, and that Ganga took that. That is Leela also. So, because Ganga Devi, behind everything there is conscious being. So, Jannu Muni became angry and he drank whole Ganga. Gurudev would say, we don't believe this. We would say it is mythology. Western people, they will say mythology. It is false. But they don't understand these things, how conscious, what is possible, and how behind everything there is conscious being and all this. So by realization, then we can understand. So then Bhagirath was disappointed and he worshipped that Muni and he prayed, I have to deliver my ancestors, you please release her. Then Jannu Muni released her. In one kalpa from air, in one kalpa from knee, that side. So she became Jannavi. And then again in our that Chagda, that wheel of Bhagirath stuck, but then again that was solved, and then finally came to Ganga Sagar, that is south of Calcutta, where Ganga enters the ocean. There, those ancestors were there, and they got touch of Ganga, and they were all delivered. And in Valmiki, the Bhagirath was first worshipping Brahma, because Ganga was in the water pot, Kamandalu of Brahma. First he worshipped him for 1,000 years. Then Brahma said, yes, I will release her, but who will catch her? Then Bhagirath said, I will worship Shiva. Then for only 1 year he worshipped Shiva, I think Yes, for 1 year. Then, because Shiva is easily pleased, so he said, yes, I will catch her. And he caught her, and then that Ganga Devi came and delivered the sons. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva wrote, because the sons of Sagar Maharaj committed a great sin, the heat of their bodies had increased and they were burned to ashes. However, by the mere touch of the water of the Ganga, the sons of Sagar Maharaj were elevated to the heavenly planets. They were delivered from that sin and they got this. Therefore, what is to be said of a devotee who worships Mother Ganga faithfully with a determined vow? Devotees, they will worship her as devotee of Supreme Lord, as object of worship, like Mahaprabhu also did. So one can only imagine the benefit that accrues to such a devotee. Because Mother Ganga emanates from the lotus toe of Lord Hari, she is able to liberate one from material bondage. Therefore, whatever is described herein about her is true and in no way an exaggeration. So we also worship Ganga Devi in Navadip. The pujari will do arati and you take some Ganga water and offer to her. In that way you worship Ganga. You worship Ganga by her own water. You take and you offer back and bow down and put water on her head. Mahaprabhu did pastimes in her waters. So she got that same fortune. She was thinking Jamuna had that fortune that Krishna was doing pastimes on her bank and in her water. So Ganga was also desiring. So then Mahaprabhu fulfilled that desire. So today we have to worship Ganga Devi. You will find in that kirtan we are singing Jedino grihe bhajana deki grihete goloka bhai. Charana sidhu dekiya Ganga sukona sima pai. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. When I see in some house or in any house, when I see bhajan going on, then Golok is there. It manifests. And Charana Sidhu is coming from the lotus feet of nectar from the lotus feet of Vishnu or Krishna. Charana Sidhu Dekya Ganga, when I just see Ganga, knowing she is coming from the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, then my happiness knows no bounds. So I am remembering Sri Ganga Maya, Mother Ganga in Mayapur Dham, Navadip Dham, bowing to her and praying for her causeless mercy to bestow service of her lotus feet and the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And today is the disappearance day of one of our previous guru in our Guru Parampara, Baladev Vidyabhusan. He appeared in Orissa, near Puri or near Remuna, and there he studied all grammar, Sanskrit scriptures, and he was very brilliant from birth already in learning all Vedas and this. Then to further his means to study more, he went to South India, Mysore. There he studied under the guidance of scholars all Shastras, Upanishads, Vedanta, Sutra, commentaries of all Acharyas, and he was particularly attracted or inspired by Madhva Acharya's commentary to Vedanta Sutra. He liked most. Then he entered that in Udupi, that Tattvavada monastery. He became a sannyasi. He joined that school. He took initiation there, took sannyas. Then after some time, when he was fully trained and he was fully learned, then he came back to Puri and he wanted to preach that Madhva's philosophy to remove any misconceptions of Mayavad and or any other thing. So he was preaching and he was defeating everyone there. He was undefeated. But when he came in contact with Radha Damodar Goswami, he was in the line, Gauriya line from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the line of Shyamananda Prabhu. Shyamananda Prabhu, you heard. Then Rasikananda Prabhu, then his disciple was Nayanananda, I think, Nayanananda, and his disciple was Radha Damodar Goswami, Gauriya, Mahaprabhu's follower. So he also debated with him, but Radha Damodar Goswami presented Vedanta, or that scriptural conclusions, based on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching through Goswamis. And Baladev Vidyabhusan was fully attracted, and then he studied 6 Sandarbhas of Jiva Goswami from Radha Damodar Goswami. There, Jiva Goswami is giving all devotional conclusions based on scripture according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. For Vedanta, for Bhagavatam, for Upanishad, everything, all there. 6 Sandarbhas. Then after hearing that from Radha Damodar Goswami, he took initiation from him. He left that Madhva school and took initiation here, although we are also in the line of Madhva, but Gauriya then starts from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is something more manifested about Prema Bhakti. So then after that he went to Vrindavan and was studying there all Gauriya books of the Goswamis from Pitambar, one does, and also from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He became his Shiksha disciple. He learned Srimad Bhagavatam from him. Then you heard in Jaipur, in Rajasthan, the Rupa Goswami's deities, Radha Govinda, were taken from Vrindavan because Muslims were attacking to Jaipur because there was a stronghold of Hindu kings, so they could defend. So Radha Govinda deities are there, and the king was a disciple of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Gauriya Vaishnava. But one time, it is by the will of Krishna, the one from Ramanuja Sampradaya, they challenged that king, that you are worshipping here Radharani beside Govinda. That is, Radharani is not mentioned in any Shastra. And also, like this unmarried, this thing that is not according to Shastra, is not bona fide. And also, you did not get mantra properly because that Gauriya, this by Sampradaya, Guru Parampara line, is bogus. It is not bona fide. It cannot be accepted as a proper Sampradaya. Sampradaya, Gurudev told, it does not mean sect. It means Sampradaya, where that divine knowledge is, Samyak Gyan, is fully retained and given. Sampradaya. It means scriptural knowledge, divine knowledge descending through Guru Parampara. That is Sampradaya or Amnaya or this. So they challenged, because you have no commentary to Vedanta Sutra, you cannot be accepted as a Sampradaya. Because it is, according to tradition, one has to have commentary on Prasthana three evidences. One is Shruti, that is Upanishads, that is directly coming from breathing of Supreme Lord, that is heard. No one wrote, or that is heard in Samadhi. That is Shruti. And there are 10 principal Upanishads. You have to have commentary on those. And then Smriti. Smriti means when some realized soul will write his realization, that is called Smriti. That is like Mahabharata or Vyasadeva, and Gita within it, and Puranas, all this. So, but generally it is accepted that one has to have commentary on Bhagavad Gita. So that was already there by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But there was no Vedanta commentary, because Vedanta Sutra, because Mahaprabhu told even to those Mayavadis there in Kashi that Vyasadeva already wrote that verse, that he himself wrote commentary to Vedanta Sutra in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is natural commentary by the author himself. So all Gauriya Vaishnavas, they accepted that, and Jiva Goswami also was giving this as a main evidence, Srimad Bhagavatam. Although he sometimes quoted Vedanta Sutra also and explained, but main is Bhagavatam. But they were telling, no, you are fools, you don't know Vedanta Sutra, so that is why you have no commentary. But then you cannot be accepted as Sampradaya. So they confuse the mind of that king. This is not, you have to take mantra from us. That is bogus. Your line is bogus. So then king was confused, and he wrote to his Gurudev, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that they are challenging, so what I have to do? You please come and solve the matter. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, at that time, he was playing the pastime of being very old. So he said, I cannot come from Vrindavan to Jaipur. So he sent his Shiksha disciple, Baladev Vidyabhusan. So he came and he answered all their questions about Radharani in scripture, about everything, and also that Vedanta Sutra's commentary is Bhagavatam, he told. They accepted everything except this. They said, no, you don't know Vedanta Sutra, that is why you have no commentary. So you cannot be accepted as bona fide Sampradaya. You don't know. You are ignorant. For that reason you are not having Vedanta Sutra comment, not because Bhagavatam is comment. No, you are ignorant. So then Baladev Vidyabhusan was thinking, what I have to do now. The Mahaprabhu already told, it is Bhagavatam is the commentary no one wrote. If I write commentary, then I will commit offense, or what is, he was in dilemma. Then he thought that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was also very old, and Vaishnavas, they ordered him to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he was in dilemma whether I will be able to do it or what. So he went to Radha Madan Mohan Diti and he prayed, and that garland fell, and that was authorization for him to write, and he wrote. And he said, Radha Madan Mohan is writing. So he thought, now here Radha Govinda are here in Jaipur of Rupa Goswami. My Gurudev Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ordered me, so he went to Radha Govinda and he was thinking, should I write Vedanta Sutra commentary? And he was praying. Then also garland from Radha Govinda fell down and Pujari gave to Baladev Vidyabhusan, and he understood, he's authorizing me. And then also 3 times he got it in his dream, that same order. He started writing, but again in dream 3 times Govinda Dev appeared to him and he gave him directions that yes, you have to write. Some are saying he ordered him, some are saying he revealed to him also that commentary. So Baladev Vidyabhusan thought Govinda Dev is same as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is telling me. So I will not commit offense to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are same person. So Govinda is ordering me, so he wrote in a very short time, he wrote commentary to Vedanta Sutra, 500 verses, and he presented there to all those, and they were wonderstruck. They were spellbound, stunned, all this. They were silenced. So beautiful commentary, perfect commentary. By the grace of Gurudev, I could read that. You will find he's very nicely giving argument, because Vedanta Sutra means Nyaya. By logic, you have to give logical arguments and evidences from Shastra to give your conclusion. So very clearly he's giving and refuting Mayavad and all. But the speciality is of this commentary is because he's many times quoting Gopal Tapani Upanishad, which is about worship of Krishna. That is Gauriyas, they're worshipping with Radha. And also he spoke about Raganuga Bhakti in commentary to Vedanta Sutra. You will not find in any other commentary of, or maybe Nimbarka those did, but here also this Gauriya Siddhanta about Raganuga Bhakti and Brindavan and everything he included there. So today is, then after he wrote this Govinda Bhasya, he named it the commentary of Govinda Bhasya. Then he got this title from all the Vaishnavas, Vidyabhusan, one who is ornamented with Vidya, with knowledge. Because some Vaishnavas, they have full realization of the truth. That is the main point. They are fully devoted to Krishna. That is main point. But some devotees, they are also ornamented with all the scriptural evidences from previous acharyas. They can give that evidences. So his name became Baladev Vidyabhusan, and he's our previous guru in Guru Parampara. So today he disappeared. He also installed in Radha Shyamasundar temple the big deity, Shyamasundar. The small one was given by Radharani to Shyamananda Prabhu, and he's in this line. So he installed that big, and I think that would be one deity also he established, Vijay Radha. One second, not mentioning here. Somewhere I read he wrote so many scriptures. Baladev, he wrote Bhagavad Gita commentary. Based on this commentary, Srila Sai Maharaj's commentary is there. Based on Baladev Vidyabhusan's commentary, and he wrote commentaries to Upanishads and to Vedanta Sutra also in different, also more deep, and Prameya Ratnavali and all. So many books he wrote. So we are indebted to him. He's our Gurudev. I bow down to him and pray for his causeless mercy to bestow service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of Gaur Nityananda Prabhu, Radha Krishna. We are praying for his grace in our Guru Parampara, in that song, and also in Jayadvani. Radha Shyamasundar, big deity, but another deity he established his own, something, Vijay something, in one, maybe tomorrow I can tell. Radha Shyamasundar, the big deity he installed. So today is his disappearance day, and also today is the appearance day of Ganga Mata Goswamini. So I will read her biography because I don't want to miss any detail. It is very astonishing, her biography. Lady, pure devotee. What? Maybe Shri Radha Vijay Govind. I think in Srila Bharati Maharaj's article or Srila Narayan Maharaj's article is there mentioned. He installed one deity there in Vrindavan, Baladev Vidyabhusan. So Ganga Mata Goswamini. Ganga Mata Goswamini was initiated by Haridas Pandit Goswami into the line of Gauranga Shakti Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami himself has described Pandit Haridasa's character in his Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sri Haridas Pandit was the head priest of the Govinda temple in Vrindavan, that is Rupa Goswami's. His virtues and good fame are known all over the world, for he was gentle, tolerant, peaceful, magnanimous, grave, sweet in his words, very sober in his endeavors, and wise. He was respectful to everyone and worked for the benefit of all. These are accompanying qualities of Vaishnava because of his pure devotion to Krishna. Naturally, all this is coming. Diplomacy, envy, and jealousy were unknown to his heart. That is totally removed. The 50 general qualities of Lord Krishna were all present in his body. Pandit Haridasa's spiritual master was Gadadhar Pandit's disciple, Ananta Acharya. Ananta Acharya was always absorbed in love of Godhead, magnanimous, and advanced in all respects. He too was a reservoir of all good qualities whose greatness cannot be fathomed by anyone. All pure devotees, they have such, all good qualities. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhasya commentary, during the advent of Lord Shri Krishna, Ananta Acharya was Sudevi, one of the 8 Sakis. Yes, one of the 8 Sakis. This is stated in Gaur Gandhiji Dipika, Ananta Acharya Goswami Ya Sudevi Pura Braja. According to the disciplic succession descending from him at the famous Ganga Mata monastery in Puri, he is known as Binod Manjari, and his disciple Haridas Pandit Goswami, who is also known as Shri Raghu Gopal, as Shri Rasa Manjari. Haridas Pandit had 2 important disciples, Lakshmi Priya and her niece Ganga Mata, daughter of the king of Puntia. See, lady disciples, they were prominent. More is learned about Ganga Mata's holy life from Haridasa's Das Gauriya Vaishnava Vidhan and from Sundarananda Vidyavinod, who has given a detailed account of her life in his Shri Kshetravan book. Ganga Mata Goswamini's original name was Sachi Devi. She was born in Puntia, which is in the Raja Shahi district of present-day Bangladesh. Her father was Raja Naresh Narayan, as a king. Sachi Devi was indifferent to family life and devoted to Krishna from her early childhood. When her parents wanted to get her married, Sachi Devi told them that she refused to accept any mortal as her husband. Why? That is all non-eternal relation. My eternal relation is with Krishna. That is actual relation. That is eternal relation. This is mortal or temporary, false. It will finish. When her mother, so they became worried, parents. When her mother departed from the mortal world, Sachi Devi left home and set out on a pilgrimage which led her first to Puri and then to Vrindavan. Upon her arrival in Vrindavan Dham, she met Haridas Pandit Goswami and felt blessed. She became anxious to receive initiation from him, but he hesitated at first because of her wealthy family background. Later, however, when he saw her asceticism and her unswerving determination to engage in pure devotional activity, that is the qualification, he gave her initiation in the 18-syllable mantra, that is Krishna mantra or Gopal mantra. This event took place in the Govindaji temple that year on Wednesday, the Chaitra Shukla Ekadashi. After having received these blessings from her guru, she began to engage in intense bhajan, subsisting through Madhukari by begging for morsels of food from door to door. After a year of this intense devotional activity, she was told by her spiritual master to live in Radhakunda. From Vrindavan, that was in Govindaji temple, he told, now you go to Radhakund and do bhajan there with her spiritually advanced and soft-hearted god sister Lakshmi Priya. She was her aunt. So she was also a disciple of Haridas Goswami. And so he told her, you go and do bhajan with her there in Radhakund. So Lakshmi Priya, who regularly chanted 300,000 names every day. That is how much? 192 rounds of Mahamantra. Like Haridas Thakur, 3 lakhs. 300,000 means 192 rounds. Every day means whole day. As a part of their regular spiritual practice, the two of them daily circumambulated Govardhan together, chanting and doing parikrama. After several years of such practice at Radhakunda, when Sachi Devi had become very advanced in her devotional life, her guru sent her to Purushottam Kshetra, that is Puri, to recover the home of Sarvam Bhattacharya, which had fallen into disrepair. Taking the command of her spiritual master as her all-in-all, Sachi Devi came to Jagannath Puri and took the Kshetra Sannyas vow. Sarvam Bhattacharya, you know, he was delivered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that is very important part of Mahaprabhu's Lila. So that memory has to be retained there, and people should get the grace of Sarvam Bhattacharya there. So he understood from Vrindavan. That time there were no mobile phones and this and photo and no. From within they know there's something wrong there going on. Gorkishore Das Babaji also saw in Vrindavan. From Navadip he saw in Vrindavan that the goat is entering there and taking tulsi. They can have such vision. So, and she was also doing bhajan, highest transcendental realm, Radhakund, and doing 3 lakhs, that is highest, and Govardhan Parikrama. But she knows what Guru orders, that is most important. So seemingly like fell down from that so much such practice, but she understood that following the order of Guru, that is satisfying. That is the greatest service. Means Guru will give the service of Krishna. So what Guru orders, that will satisfy Krishna. So she came to Puri and took Kshetra Sannyas, means I will never leave Puri. This vow she took. At that time, all that remained of Sarvam Bhattacharya's house was a single run-down building which housed his Radha Damodar Shalagram Shila. Even while she had lived at home in Puntia, Sachi Devi had studied the scriptures with rapt attention. It is not only for male, it is for the soul. We have to No, the soul is there, and soul is eligible for Krishna Bhakti, and soul is eligible to give Krishna Bhakti. So she was studying scriptures, rapt attention. In Vrindavan, furthermore, she had thoroughly studied the Bhagavat Puran, means Srimad Bhagavatam, in the company of Vaishnavas. In order to salvage Sarvam Bhattacharya's residence, she set out to preach. You see, lady preaching. Why not? Her transcendental qualities and discourses on the Bhagavata made such an impression on the public that she began to attract large audiences. So we should not make this sort of discriminations, lady, man, in devotional practice and preaching and all this. She was sent by Haridas Goswami. He was the topmost Vaishnava in Vrindavan that time. He sent her for this mission. So why we are making such and she did all this to obey the order of her guru. She did all this, and it did not take long. So she was speaking Bhagavatam class, and so many people, they came to hear. It did not take long before her fame had spread so widely that the king of Orissa himself, Mukundadev, came to listen to her speak on the Bhagavat. Even king came to hear her Bhagavatam class. He too became a devoted follower after being impressed by her devotional qualities and her learning. According to the Utkala Khanda, there was a king Shweta in the Treta Yuga who was a devotee of Lord Jagannath. He made arrangements for Lord Jagannath's book just as Indradyumna had done before, means offering. One morning he came to the temple and saw the offerings which were made by the gods, means demigods, thousands and thousands of wonderful gifts which were beyond the power of any mortal to present to the Lord. King Shweta became disturbed at the insignificance of his own offerings and stood at the temple door, his head hung in shame. As he was meditating on his own insignificance, he had a vision in which he saw Lakshmi Devi herself, internal potency of Jagannath, herself taking his food offerings and feeding them to the main Lord Jagannath deities, as well as to the Vijay Vigraha, those are small deities, who were eating them with great enthusiasm. Why? Because Krishna is eating the devotion, not how much you. If you have much, then you will offer much. If you don't have so much, whatever you offer with love, that Krishna will take. That is the most important ingredient. So the king immediately thought himself consummated by this vision, and he continued to serve Lord Jagannath with unflagging enthusiasm. So he was getting that vision, and then Lord Jagannath eventually granted him the boon of being liberated in a spot which faces Matsya Madhava, halfway between Akshaya Bhat and the ocean, which was subsequently named Shweta Madhava in his honor. The pond excavated there, here was also named Shweta Ganga, the white Ganges. On the banks of this pond, deities of Shweta Madhava, Matsya Madhava, and the 9 planets are still worshipped. I could once go there, the Shweta Madhava, and Revati, she was recently there and she sent photos. Very fortunate. One night, the king of Orissa, Mukundadev, had a dream in which Jagannath appeared to him and told him to give Sachi Devi a tract of land bordering on the Shweta Ganga. That is this place of Saram Bhattacharya. You have to go up on the steps, and on top there you will find that house of Saram Bhattacharya. So you see, Jagannath himself ordered king to give that land to Sachi Devi. She's a lady. Some are having these strange discriminations, male, female, all this. That is not there in devotional practice. That is spiritual practice. So Jagannath himself is is giving such order. And Guru was sending her. It is all by Krishna's arrangement is going on. The next morning, the king joyfully came to see Sachi Devi and told her about the dream. Though she had no interest in increasing her worldly possessions, Sachi Devi decided to accept the king's gift for the sake of her Guru-given mission to improve the condition of Sarvam Bhattacharya's house. She performed the service of the deities at this place by begging from door to door. Wherever there is true devotion to the Lord and the service to the devotees is the real interest, the trouble which one accepts in service is not seen as trouble, but rather as a special opportunity and a source of joy. Not long afterwards, a miraculous occurrence took place. One Krishna Trayodashi, an opportune moment came for the Mahavaruni Ganga's bath. Many people who seek to accumulate pious credits make the trip to the Ganges for this auspicious occasion. Indeed, many people asked Sachi Devi to accompany them, but she could not abandon her Kshetra Sannyas vows to remain only in Puri till the rest of her life. Of her service to the deities, so she was obliged to plead that it was impossible for her to go. She had her own seva to take care of that Saram Bhattacharya's house and to serve those deities there. Even though she did not really want to go, Jagannath Dev himself made arrangements for her to bath in the Ganges. That night, he appeared to her, Jagannath, in a dream and told her to make bath in the Shweta Ganga in the middle of the night. Sachi Devi followed his instructions, but as soon as she entered the water, Ganga appeared there. She was carried, Sachi Devi was carried away in a strong river current, and she suddenly found herself inside the Jagannath temple. She could see herself bathing in the midst of the other residents of Puri Dham. She could hear the joyful noise of the bathing crowds. She got bath of Ganga there. The temple gatekeepers awakened on hearing this commotion and called the temple superintendent. They in turn gave a report to the king himself, who ordered them to open the temple doors. When they finally flung the doors open, they saw no one but Sachi Devi standing there alone. Lord Jagannath's pujaris were confused and at first did not know what to do. They assumed that Sachi Devi had hidden herself in the temple with the intention of robbing the deities' valuables and that they had caught her red-handed, but by their suspicions and accusations, they committed an offense to this great devotee. This was also false assumption and accusation, so offense. As a result, they were attacked by various diseases and distresses, so much so that the service of Lord Jagannath was affected. There were no sevaks, no pujaris, it was affected, not fully stopped, but it was affected. Jagannath Dev finally appeared to King Mukunda Dev again and told him what had really happened. Being influenced by Sachi Devi's pure devotional attitude, Lord Jagannath himself had made the Ganges flow from his feet. That is, Ganga is coming from the feet of Supreme Lord. Here is Supreme Lord Jagannath. So why he cannot bring Ganga there from his feet? And why Sachi Devi cannot take bath? She does not need to go to Bengal or Calcutta there. She can get that bath inside here, Jagannath's temple, directly. Because of her pure devotion. Because her vow was to remain in Puri. Guru given order. So she was not deprived of Ganga Snan. Lord Jagannath himself had made the Ganges flow from his feet to bath Sachi Devi directly in those currents. The king and the other servants of the Lord could only be freed from their offenses if they apologized to Sachi Devi and took initiation from her. Jagannath ordered that lady, pure devotee, will give initiation. So why not female gurus? Some are objecting to this, but it is not according to Shastra, and it is not according to Guru Parampara. Jannava Mata was doing Hemlata Thakurani, Ganga Mata. Jagannath ordered. Of course, she must be qualified, but to say that no lady, no pure devotee in female body can give initiation, that is not according to Shastra and practical. We see Jagannath's order and Guru Parampara of this. King Mukunda Dev went to Sachi Devi with her entourage, the temple guards and servants. They paid her their prostrated obeisances and begged for her forgiveness. Though the king and all the pujaris, etc., asked her for initiation, she only gave the mantra to the king in obedience to Lord Jagannath's order. So it was his order. The king wanted to give a large amount of land as Guru Dakshina, that is donation to Guru, but Sachi Devi refused it. When the king continued to beg for an opportunity to render service, she finally said that every midday he could send 2 containers of prasad rice and 1 of the vegetables, a cloth, and 160 paisa for the service of the Vaishnavas. At that time this was much. So she did not want to accept anything for herself, but he wanted to serve, so she accepted in order to serve Vaishnavas in this way. From that day onward, Sachi Devi was known as Ganga Mata. And Sarvam Bhattacharya's house as Ganga Mata Mat. There also, by the grace of Gurudev, I had the opportunity to visit this place. Now Revati also sent photos from recently. And to this day, after the midday offering at the Jagannath temple, these same items are sent to the Ganga Mata Mat. In this Ganga Mata Mat, Sarvam Bhattacharya's house, this is the place where Sarvam Bhattacharya was speaking Vedanta Sutra to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then showed him that Shankaracharya's commentary is not right, and he gave his own commentary. And he also showed him the six-armed form, Mahaprabhu, to him, to Sarvam Bhattacharya. Then he could understand his Supreme Lord. And this same deity, 6-armed form, this same form is still now worshipped in Jagannath temple, also as one of the objects of worship. And the Gopinathacharya is a brother-in-law of Sarvam Bhattacharya. He also heard that commentary which Mahaprabhu gave on Vedanta Sutra. And this Gopinathacharya later, Baladev Vidyabhusan is his avatar, before we heard. So it is same commentary, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to